Now, let us move on our focus of attention of the novels towards South India. The famous novels in South India are first triggered in Malayalam and later in Telugu. So in Malayalam, the writer name called O. Chendu Menon has written a book called Henrietta Temple's Translation by Benjamin Disraeli. So Benjamin Disraeli's book was actually Henrietta Temple. This book has been translated by O. Chendu Menon. He wanted to make it come into Malayalam, so he translated it into Malayalam and explained the every phrase of English book same as it is and similar in the Malayalam language. The fantastic understanding of the writer here reveals that after some years of understanding, he could find that the people were not able to understand the descriptions which are made in the English book. Well, welcome, remove your hat. All these things were not able to be understood even though they were translated into Malayalam, wherein like in the Malayalam context, we don't find people wearing a hat, and why would a person ask a person to remove his hat? So these all factors have been some of the negative implications of translating the English version of book into a Telugu version or into a Malayalam version. So when the initial phase of translation came, it was understood that there is something which is not connecting the people. It is the culture, it is the way of dressing, it is the way of the behavior, it is the way of the welcome expressed. All these things started to affect the translation process. Then he gave up the idea of translations and he directly wrote in the Malayalam language as it was written in the English, but converting them into the Indian context, into the Malayalam backdrop, and then he wrote a book called Indulekha. Indulekha was the first book written in Malayalam in 1889. This is how the novels started to come into the local languages by the first starting in Malayalam, that is Indulekha. Later on, we have Andhra Pradesh. The case of Andhra Pradesh was also not so different. The case of Andhra Pradesh was also very similar to that of Malayalam. Here in AP we have Kandukuri Veerasalingam. The Kandukuri Veerasalingam also initially translated the book written by Oliver Goldsmith's Vicar of Wakefield. Oliver Goldsmith's Vicar of Wakefield. After he translated the book, he understood the story. He was able to enlighten the people by bringing the issues of what are the problems, what would be the issues, how to get the solutions for this one and all these things. But in the course of time, he also learned that people would not be able to get connected to the standard of living of the English people, the version of style of the English people, or the situations which may be familiar for those people there but may not be familiar for the people in India. For example, when we discussed about the writing of the books on the cruelty of looking the people as slaves, especially the African people, but it was not a new aspect for the English people. It has been a habituated habit for all the people in English. In the same way, when it comes to other communities, slavery has been a very difficult and problematic situation for all the people. We start to question their attitude of inhuman nature. In the similar manner, the English versions may be different and the required local needs may be different. That he understood very clearly, and he wrote a direct book in Telugu giving up the view of translation of the books, and he wrote a book called Rajashekara Charitam in 1878. That's how he decided to get the book into languages or novels into the local parts. Later, after Malayalam and Telugu, we have many books coming into Hindi and Bengali.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.